Hi guys, long time no see. All right, so there I felt a pull a little maybe a week ago. I'm not really sure exactly when to come back on, and I kind of got distracted and didn't do it that day, and so things are really really crazy right now. I'm not getting so much. I'm not sure what other people are going through. I'm not getting necessarily collectively that it's that crazy. I think it's just um there's just a lot of like transitions that are going on, and some of you guys might have gone through like a quantum shift. So what I'm getting is that because I've been feeling the tug emotionally, but it's kind of like it's this feeling like they're like, oh, you're not gonna cry. Oh, like it's more of like a they know what your they're like, we know what your weaknesses are and why isn't it working. And there's there's like an intense panic from the people who have pulled the wool over your eyes 100,000 times, because I'm talking about from my experience, my situation. So I'm not sure if it's the same for you guys, but like they've been throwing magic for a long time, maybe your whole life type of thing. Or like there's just been some really big moment in time that has happened where you kind of stood your ground. Collective energy, you stood your ground, and they were like, holy shit, like we didn't think that they would ever do that. Kind of like that's kind of the energy that I get, because I made another video earlier, and I don't know that we'll ever be able to fully put ourselves into someone else's shoes and what their experience is like, but it's like sometimes I like to try, because I want to have understanding, and I know that my job is to come back to love. Like I know that whatever happens, my job is to do my best to come back to my heart. So, and to have compassion and grace and forgiveness, especially because that one sometimes it takes a little bit of time to get there. So, but then yet still not, set boundaries and not allow behavior that I don't want around me. But I try to have an understanding what it might be like for people who like that's all they know is having a mask, the security, and that's their whole experience of life. So it's like when they've been seeing you as a source of security, or however way they may get some sort of energy from that. Because this came to me recently of like, how is that a thing? And then it's like, anytime you text someone back, anytime you do anything where you're literally putting your focus on it, I think this helped me. So I don't know if this is ambiguous, but like to me, this helped me to see like, okay, that's a point in that person's mind of how they created their reality, that is like, you are in existence in this reality. But like when you cut that person off, it's like a lifeline to them of like, I can't live without this, you're a source of life to them. So I think I still feel like it's hard to understand, because okay, thank you. The other thing is that once you're doing your inner work, and I don't know if I feel like it probably in some way, because I've always felt connected to nature, and then this whole concept of like how I perceive God and stuff like came later, but like you may have always felt like you had some stuff always comes through when I'm doing these videos. You may have felt like you always had some sort of connection to God, and so you felt you feel moments of disconnect, and it's wild. But you may be able to come back to that source of connection, without people around you. Whereas like people who don't believe in God, they haven't faced that fear, they haven't faced themselves, they haven't faced that shame. They don't whatever experience that would be, it's like if they haven't had that yet in this lifetime, then it's like they're getting their source of energy is always going to be their surroundings. I don't know, that's kind of I think it's maybe always a concept that is evolving, because it's just so hard to grasp, but I don't know if that helps somebody else. So it's like, nonetheless, this universe is abundant, 444 when I said that. And I think that helps all of us to feel like, to let go of like guilt and stuff like that too, because like I do feel bad, and it is hard to keep finding forgiveness when you've been in situations where you feel like you've been completely neglected and had to go through extremes. But I still don't wish ill will on people. I still don't want to see people suffer. Like, that's not, it's weird because it goes against, you feel like it goes against like what you're supposed to be doing here. But it's like, we can't keep people from their karma, you know? So it's sort of like, at some point God has to be like, okay, like if they're not going to wake up, then you need to walk away. Or like, you know, if they're not going to change their ways, then you have to walk away. Like, that's all you can do. Okay. 'Cause it's a lot right now. It's a lot of this, them wanting you to feel in this captivity. And that's the other thing that's messed up. Go watch the movie Trolls Band Together if you're a kids movie person. My kid, we went to see it in theaters. He took me to go see it again while it was in theaters, and we both love that. It's a great movie. It's all about unconditional love. You feel like that sometimes on this journey. You feel like the one dude who I won't spoil the movie. You'll see what I'm talking about. You feel like you're in this captivity sometimes. And so you're also connecting more with God and all of these things, but it is incredibly isolating. And I wanted to say something specifically about CPTSD because that was coming through right before I came on here. Of that has hit me for the first time, of having awareness to put to it, of there are moments that you get in that, where you get in that trapped feeling, you get in that feeling of like there's no way out, you get in that feeling of everything is gloom and doom. That's how it feels for me. It feels like it's a very trapped feeling. Sometimes I'll go into a panic attack. So, which doesn't happen all the time, but I'm giving that example of like, that's a coping mechanism that you have picked up if you've been in narcissistic relationships, if you've been in toxic relationships. And when you have, I'm going to try so hard not to cry. I swear, y'all. And some people on here talk about like they don't cry and stuff, and I'm like, I'm trying to get there, because they had to point that out to me today of like, if you're crying all the time, we don't think that you appreciate us and stuff. I was like, I love you guys, I swear. I don't know how to do life without crying. Okay, no, but once you have that awareness that that's not normal, it's hard to find the right words because I don't want you, it's not that it's not at all there's something wrong with you. It's that it's a trauma response. And that has helped me immensely to be like, okay, this isn't the state that I want to be in. I have, what is the thing? Like, what are the things? It's like, there's, fight, flight, freeze. There's a few of them. And I didn't know that freeze was one of the ones that I have. And so that's another thing, is that I'll just like completely like there's stillness and like wanting to meditate and be in your body and stuff, but that's a separate thing because your mind is in a calm state then. But this is different, where it's like I'm like frozen. I'm like a deer in headlights. Like, that's how it feels. And it's like that's that freeze response where it's like you just kind of get locked up. And recognize, the more that we can create awareness, like that is in the kind of messed up way. It's like these isolated periods force you to face it. So it's like, it makes you have create this awareness that it's like, okay, there's nobody else here. Like, I have to figure out how to move through this. I have to cry. I have to talk to myself. I got to journal. I've got to, if you have someone to reach out to them. Like, whatever it is, so that the more that you can create awareness around it, that's a pattern for you, then you can start to love it and like pour love into yourself and give yourself grace. Because I don't know what it is about me. I just kind of was like, I think because we've been in such our life has just gotten so simple that it's like I have the time to just move through emotions for the most part. It's not convenient because I have to be mom, but like otherwise it's not like pain is never convenient. It doesn't feel good. It's uncomfortable, but it's not been an inconvenience to my life. So I think that also made it to where it's like, I kept moving through this stuff and I just kept thinking like, oh, I'm purging, or I was thinking something else. And it took me a long time to realize like, no, these specific things are like these moments where you feel completely trapped and like everything is bad is not normal. Like the being in a horror film isn't normal. Like that's a hell that you've been through, that your body is trying to help you you're moving through it again in order because your body that cycle is coming back through because your body wants you to heal it. Your whatever part of you wants to heal it. That's all coming through for some reason. So I hope that helps somebody else, because it unfortunately does keep us from manifesting better as well. So it's like you get to that place of being tired of being where you are and you're like, all right, what do I have to do to make this better? Like you're like, I've been through enough suffering. Okay, because all this, I'm getting a lot of projection. We have Justice up out here. I'm just going to do the cards really quick because that was a lot of talking. Justice is out here with this 5 of Pentacles. So it's like there is, usually I get like a feeling of like rebalancing with that, with lack of finances. And they're kind of giving a strong emphasis on like keeping your focus on keeping your vibration up in this, being in this Empress energy. Oh, weird. I was just listening to Dorothy. Crazy. The artist. Something came through my email. Keeping yourself in this Empress energy. And there's this knowing that there's a knowing that you are like this empath, you're this higher vibrational being, like this is who you are. So it's just, even if you don't have, a lot of people around you like calling you a queen, I don't know like what that would be, but like, saying that to you all the time, it's like you've kind of gotten into this knowing that you're like, okay, like this is the journey that I'm on. Like I'm creating my reality now. There's a lot of people watching your work. I'm getting that they want your strategy. Good luck. That's always weird to me too, because like that's like an inner thing. Like how can you, I guess you can copy someone's strategy, but you can't like, all right, whatever. We're not going to open that one. All right, 3 of Cups, Chariot, and there says this heart. This is like giving me like a hurt. Like I felt that too. Like it's just like my guides are just like, fucking let it go. Like they get so sick of my shit. But it's like I don't know, man. It just is like, I think when it's like there's a degree of like out of sight, out of mind. Because I remember in college, I was just like, I'm doing me now. But when you're still in situations, I'm not technically around these people like my family, but it's like, but I mean, they've been popping up in my reality too. So it's like, and y'all, I'm telling you, if you're like on me and you have a baby and you better, that child is a spirit baby, 1313 when I said that, and 13 is a magical number. He'll random out of the blue, like, and just recently, because we had a run-in with my family about a little while ago, and like he was asking to go to my mom's house, and we don't even do that anymore. And I'm like, so I'm just saying, they're trying to communicate with you. If you have a kid like me, they're probably they're already, I always think of that as the kids are channels. Like they're just, mine especially though, because it's just like he doesn't understand I mean, I don't fully know what he does and doesn't understand when it comes to like judgment and that kind of thing, but I know that he doesn't. I'm so bad about making this like a chat. I did feel the need to emphasize those things that were coming through in the beginning. Okay, because there's this big transformative energy coming in. So that's why I think they're putting this 3 of Cups out here of like, please make time. Like, that's what my guides just keep pleading me. They're like, just do something for yourself, is what they said. Like, do something for yourself, or dance, do something that's keeping your vibration up. It's like, there's this knowing too, that it's like your life is always going to be different. And there's going to be people that always hate on you for that. But it's like, you're trying your best. If you're trying your best to stay grounded in your energy, that takes, and stay present with life. Like, those 2 things alone mean that you're living in a very different way than the hustle and grind. So, take the time that you need, and, cleanse yourself, and make the time for dance or whatever it is because I know I got to do that for sure. All right. Well, we're at 15:15, so I'll stop there. Love you guys.